The kingdom is fractured, and the prince and princesses of the former king now war for control. Take on the role of a leader in the 11th century Kiev and Rus and forge your destiny to take your rightful place on the throne in Rurik, Dawn of Kiev. The game here is set. Now each player will have a different leader with unique abilities, and the player figures will be placed on the map one by one in turn order. Players will choose a secret goal card from a choice of two. This will kind of give you a direction for your initial strategy, but it is certainly not limited to it, as ruling regions, building structures, collecting goods, warfare, and completing agendas and deeds will all solidify your claim to victory. Each round is broken into three phases, the first being the strategy phase. This is the tactical chess aspect of the game. In turn order, each player will place one of their advisors on one of the columns on the strategy board. These range from mustering troops, moving them, attacking, building, taxing for goods, and scheming. When placing an advisor, their strength will determine how they're placed and if they retain the top spot. The top places of each column will have the stronger action, and it loses power as the spaces go down. When placing an advisor, compare the number to any other there, and the highest number will go on the topmost space. Of course, bribing an advisor has, throughout history, always yielded results. Every coin you place with an advisor increases its strength by 1 for placement, pushing any lowered advisor down 1 spot each. Note that in the third round you'll also get 2 more advisors, number 2, and the last round you'll get the number 3 advisor. When all players are done, we move on to the action phase. Here's where the beauty of the game shines. Though the highest number placed advisor will perform the strongest action, the lowest placed advisors will act first. In turn order, the lowest placed advisor will perform the action that mostly affect board state, from mustering soldiers, moving, taxing, which gives you resource to place on your ship, building structures, which give you bonuses as listed here, and giving the first player marker to any player, and drawing scheme cards, which you can use once per turn to gain the bonuses. Now let's talk about attacking. Each point of attack, denoted by the sword icon, automatically succeeds, but you'll have to check for casualties based on drawing these scheme cards. One is drawn by default, another one drawn if not ruling the region, meaning having more guys there than separate armies present, and another if the opposing army has a garrison there. You'll draw them one at a time, and if this icon is present, you'll stop drawing and lose the figure there. Casualty or not, attacking another opponent will make you move up this track. First place gaining 3 points and 1 for second. Attacking rebels won't make you move up this track, but you'll not suffer casualties and gain a reward as listed here under the miniature. When all advisors have performed their action, we move on to the claimed phase. And this is what you've all been scheming and plotting and doing actions for. Besides the attack track, which we've discussed, there are 3 main tracks you'll all be fighting for. Rule, which is the area control aspect of the game. Build, defined by structures on the board. And trade, which is the goods in your ship. Each player count these aspects and move up accordingly. Now, once you've reached a point, you cannot drop from it based on board state later on. Each player that is not on the track will gain 1 coin per. Also, they'll gain 1 coin for each column they filled on their ship. And lastly, each player in turn order will choose a deed card. These can be accomplished once per turn by meeting the criteria, usually involving discarding goods, coins, or removal of soldiers and structures. Not only will they garner you an immediate reward, you'll also gain these victory points at the end of the game. Taxed regions have their goods refreshed, and you move the round marker. If you're in the last round, you'll check to see if you completed your secret agenda and count the points. The player with the most is the rightful ruler of Rurik, Dawn of Kiev. So Rurik, Dawn of Kiev is probably my favorite area control game. Yep, my favorite. It came about a year or 2 ago, but the timing for the review is great as they're relaunching their KS with an extra goodie of adding intrigue cards, which 3 are revealed at the beginning of the game and will take place in rounds 2, 3, and 4. You'll have to keep those in mind as they affect the game each round quite a bit. What makes this game so great in my opinion? Well, the main reason for me is the different avenues you can take, and all are balanced enough to make them all viable. The balance between making a powerful action or acting first with a weaker and vice versa has such a huge impact on the game. Your brain is acting on so many gears and level, and yet the game is simplistic at its core. Resource management, giving up a region when you need to, attacking a region when you need, using your unique leader abilities once per turn. You're always thinking of your own things and seeing the planning of your opponents as they select their actions. Also, that reminds me of bribing advisors. I mean, with a lot of coins, you can secure the top spot or even just fill a row with a fourth advisor there to stop the next player from taking that action. And each leader and agenda card ensures your game is different every time. I love how the game plays out quicker in the earlier rounds and slower in the later rounds as you have more advisors and really have to plan out your tactical moves and strategy as the war comes to an end. It's just a beautiful game, and endpoints were always really tight. It also supports a great one-player solo mode. I mean, if you're missing a fantastic area control game that is so much more, please check out Rurik, Dawn of Kiev. I promise you, you won't regret it. From us, it gets a 9 out of 10. Enjoyed our review? Like the video and subscribe. You can also find us on social media like Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching. Until next time.